WWE superstars who found massive success after wrestling leaving WWE doesn't always mean the end. For some superstars, stepping away from the ring opened doors to whole new empires. From Hollywood fame to game-changing business moves, these wrestlers didn't just survive after WWE. They thrived with The Rock. The Rock, or should we say Dwayne Johnson, is the blueprint. From electrifying crowds in WWE with iconic catchphrases and eyebrow lifts, he launched into Hollywood superstardom. But it wasn't overnight. After a few shaky film roles, Dwayne found his footing in action flicks, then comedies, then full-blown franchises. Fast and Furious, Jumanji, Moana, Black Adam. He even launched Teremana Tequila and co-founded the XFL. Forbes consistently lists him among the highest-paid actors in the world, and political whispers have surrounded him for years. The Rock didn't just leave wrestling. He conquered every corner of entertainment and business. Dave Bautista walked away from the ring not to be a Rock clone, but to be taken seriously as an actor. His breakout role as Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy opened Hollywood's eyes, and he hasn't looked back. With nuanced performances in Blade Runner 2049, Knock at the Cabin, and Dune, Bautista earned a reputation for depth and intensity. He chose character-driven roles over fame, proving a wrestler could truly act. Critics and fans now see him as a serious contender, not just a superstar. John Cena followed in those footsteps, but his style was uniquely his own. He brought his WWE charm to roles in comedies like Trainwreck and Blockers, then surprised everyone with the raw intensity in Peacemaker and Fast X. But Cena didn't stop there. He also became a children's book author and is still breaking records with his Make-A-Wish Foundation work. In Hollywood, Cena is both funny and fierce, a blend of action hero and family-friendly star. Trish Stratus, WWE Hall of Famer, transformed her legacy into something more than just championships. She shifted into wellness and fitness entrepreneurship, opening Stratosphere Yoga and creating a loyal community of fans who followed her into the fitness space. She's a speaker, a businesswoman, and still makes surprise returns to the ring that remind fans why she's a legend. Michelle McCool left active wrestling to prioritize her family, especially her life with The Undertaker and their children, but she's never truly gone. She's appeared in multiple Royal Rumbles and has become a quiet inspiration for many, balancing motherhood with occasional wrestling moments that get fans talking down. Edge's story is one of pure resilience. Forced to retire early due to injury, he was thought to be done. But after nearly a decade, he shocked the world by returning at the Royal Rumble, diving into fierce storylines and intense matches that proved he hadn't lost a step. Off-screen, he's also pursued acting, earning praise for his role in Vikings and other shows, proving his grit transcends the ring. AJ Lee stunned fans by leaving wrestling at the peak of her popularity. But she wasn't done telling stories. Her memoir became a bestseller, and she stepped into mental health advocacy, empowering women and young people with her voice. More recently, she stepped behind the scenes as a writer and executive producer for women's wrestling, proving she still loves the sport, just in a different role. Matt Cardona, formerly Zack Ryder, was once seen as a mid-card comedy act. But after being released, he reinvented himself. He dove into the independent wrestling scene, embraced hardcore wrestling, and became a social media merch king. His run with GCW and the NWA gave him credibility and buzz. He built a brand from scratch, and now fans see him as a modern-day hustler who turned rejection into reinvention. Diamond Dallas Page's second act became legendary, not just for himself, but for others. His DDP yoga program became a miracle tool for people with injuries, obesity, and even depression. He helped save Jake, the Snake, Roberts, and Scott Hall, bringing them back from the brink. DDP used his wrestling fame to change lives, one downward dog at a time. Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't fade away. He transitioned. His podcast became one of the most downloaded in wrestling history, filled with candid, hilarious, and emotional stories from the business. He also hosted reality shows like Broken Skull Challenge and returned to WWE sporadically, always getting the biggest pop of the night. He's living proof that charisma doesn't retire. Eve Torres quietly walked away from WWE and became a force in the world of women's self-defense. Co-founding the Gracie Women Empowered program, she now trains women in real-world safety techniques, blending jiu-jitsu and personal growth. Her mission is to help others defend themselves physically and emotionally. A far cry from her WWE days, but equally impactful. Cody Rhodes made the boldest move of his career when he left WWE. On the independent circuit, in Japan, and finally in AEW, he helped build a revolution. Then, in a twist no one saw coming, he returned to WWE and was immediately pushed to the top. He came back not as a mid-carder, but as the American Nightmare, proving that stepping away sometimes means stepping up. Mercedes Moné, once known as Sasha Banks, decided she wanted more. Leaving WWE at the height of her fame, she shocked the world by showing up in NJPW. She took risks, broke boundaries, and inspired a new wave of global women's wrestling. Now, in AEW, Mercedes continues to prove that independence and authenticity can change the game. Jon Moxley left the slick production of WWE to embrace chaos. As AEW's bloodied, broken, beloved anti-hero, he became a symbol of freedom. He fought his way through barbed wire matches, wild promos, and unpredictable brawls, and fans loved him for it. Moxley didn't just find success. He found himself. CM Punk's return was one of wrestling's biggest moments. After years of silence, bitterness, and speculation, he stepped back into the spotlight. And whether fans love him or hate him, they react loudly. Punk remains a magnet for attention, and his voice still carries weight in wrestling, podcasting, and even comic books. These superstars didn't just leave WWE. They evolved. Some became actors. Some became moguls. Others became teachers, writers, or advocates. But all of them proved one thing. There is life after the ring. And for the bold, it could be just as legendary.